Yeah, another one of those games. We came out and played hard and gave ourselves a chance. 7-point game. Looks like we're getting the ball back, and that call got overturned, and all of a sudden it just got away from us. So unfortunate. I told the guys I'm extremely proud of the way they came out and prepared and played against these guys, and disappointing the way we finished. So again, it's kind of who we are. We just got to keep working and grinding away, and we got to. There's a lot of things that. A lot of things that you can look at and that show improvement and show that the guys are getting it. But again, it's just, it's tough. You got to finish, and you're playing against a team that's, that knows how to finish, and they've done it for a long time.
And you had a couple of red zone opportunities in cashing out. How different do you think it is if you learn this?
Well, it's hard because we knew early on that it was going to be tough to run the ball down there. I mean, they just were more physical at the point of attack. Bottom line is they're bigger, stronger down there, and so it limited us in what we could do. They did a good job playing some bracket coverages and such, but we did convert some. But it's unfortunate that that we didn't. So you got to make those plays. You get down there, you got to take advantage of your opportunities. Again on that last one on fourth down. I mean, it's a 14-point game. You're trying to fight to make it a 7-point game, and then from that point, it kind of got away. Well, did get away from us.
You see how Blake played today. I mean, it's obviously you got to be happy about that, but is it also you think about the missed opportunities and being out of the lineup?
No, you know what? You move on. You think about the games in front of you. You never go back. You never think about anything behind you. You move forward and you think about what's in front of you.
Has Tim Picks kind of shadowed the fact that you probably need to recruit heavily in the defensive backfield? I mean, how much better do you think?
I'll be honest with you. I'm not answering any questions about recruiting and where we need to go in different areas right now. I mean, that's something for the offseason. I mean, again, right now we just got to keep coaching our guys up. We got to work on depth. Torrey McTire, he went out of the game early again. He's hurt. So we've battled him some injuries, and other guys did too. So we just got to coach our guys up. And again, Huff gave up some big stuff, but look how many big plays he's made this year too, and he made some big plays today. So we just wore down at the end.
The stats aren't everything, but he almost threw for 500. Was there something that you saw earlier that they were just going to say, okay, you're going to have to stop it if in fact?
Yeah, we thought that there wasn't we didn't feel like there was a huge discrepancy between their secondary and our guys. We felt like we could win some of those battles, and we did. Boyd had a great game, and then we had some good individual efforts too. I mean, it was encouraging to see guys make plays. I mean, when you're covered and you're still going up and you're tearing down the ball. I mean, that's really what it comes down to: giving your guys opportunities and then making plays. And Criswell did that a couple of times. You saw Boyd do that. I mean, there's some good individual efforts.
But Rippon as well. I mean, on the other side, he.
Oh, they.
For 500. I mean, that's.
They had 700 yards offense. We didn't play very well on defense. I mean, at the end of the day, you just can't give all that up. And it felt like every time we chipped away, they just kept on extending. And it was tough. We just personnel wise didn't match up real well against them.
How much of those yardage totals do you think was a problem that you gave Rippon too much time?
Well, it's one of those deals. You're damned if you do, damned if you don't. I mean, it's real easy when you sit back and watch, but then you're trying to match personnel groups. How do you create a pass rush with only 4 guys? We need to do that. We don't really have that dynamic pass rusher, and it's not a put down to any of our guys, but we don't have that one guy that everyone's got to double team and worry about who can create the pass rush. It is what it is. And then you go ahead and you do bring pressure and you give up big plays. So it's one of those deals where you're not really worried about the yards so much. You're worried about where you're at in the game. So as long as you're within striking distance, which we stayed in all game, that's what you're more worried about. And then it got ugly at the end. I mean, that's a pretty darn good football game for 3.5 quarters, and at the end it just got, and that's one of the reasons we called the timeout. It's like, hey guys, we got to finish. We got to have more pride than that, and we didn't.
You guys come out throwing on the first 5 passes, Boyd finishes with 2. But specifically with Devontae, was it focus, get him back involved with things after he had 2 catches, 3 catches, things like that? Make sure you use him.
Yeah, well, again, different. I mean, Decker's strength is throwing the ball, which has been a little different than the last couple of weeks, with Kurt in there. His strength is running the ball, managing it more. So, again, we knew it was going to be some hard yards. They have a pretty good, stout defensive front. I mean, that's their strength on defense. And you saw it early. We had a tough time getting those yards. We got inside those red zone, inside those 4 and 5 yard line, and it's tough getting those yards. So we just knew we were going to have to throw the ball to have an opportunity to win, and we did, and we gave ourselves an opportunity to win in the fourth quarter. Oh, no, not at all. We were again, 7-point game in the fourth quarter. Had we done those things, it might have been a 21-point game. So we did everything we needed to do to stay in that game. They kicked field goals. We kicked field goals. Again, the whole thing is when you look at the clock, you look, are you in striking distance? Now, if you start to get out of striking distance, then you need to think about making some of those decisions. But, 25 seconds left in the half, and you're going to run into the locker room with, a 7-point game, you take that knee. I mean, now, different if there's 40 or 50 seconds with a couple of timeouts. But we didn't need to do that. And then early in the game, that field goal, thank goodness we did, because again, it's a 7-point game in the fourth quarter because we chose to kick it.
Just a comment about Ripken and what, he almost threw for 500.
Great player. I mean, it's just, again, we struggled putting pressure on him, and he did, he did a great job of delivering the ball. He's a good player.
Is it too much, and you said that you don't have dynamic pass rush, but you have 6 sacks on the season. Sacks are made by a lot of things,
Yeah.
coverage, pressure, when you bring them, you don't. But when you look at that number, how much has that hurt overall that on week to week you can't get to whoever it happens to be?
It's frustrating. I mean, again, that's why you see all those passing yards and you see some of those big plays, and we have to do a better job of figuring out how to create pressure situations. We just didn't do that. The series that we did stop them, we had a couple batted down balls when we ran some blitzes and such, and we just got to do a better job of putting pressure on the quarterback. I mean, it's something that needs to be addressed. And again, you alluded to earlier when you asked a question about what are we going to do in the offseason. And those are things you have to address. Again, I don't want to – we've got games to play, and that needs to be the focus when I'm answering these questions because my focus is our seniors. My focus is on our guys finishing. But, I mean, you guys know. I mean, you see it. There's certain things that need – bottom line is this is a program that – and again, no excuses, but this is a program that hasn't even competed in games like this, and we are. We're right there. It's the fourth quarter. It's 7 damn points. Our kids are playing their guts out. They're in striking distance. They have a shot, and we just don't have enough gas on the tank to finish. We just don't have those things you need dynamically to do it. But as far as us competing at a high level, I mean, you look every game. I mean, again, it's getting old and it's getting frustrating, but our kids don't quit. They play their guts out. They give themselves chances, and it doesn't make a difference if it's Michigan, if it's Boise, if it's Fresno, if it's San Jose. We kind of play everybody tough, and we got to find a way to win at the end. But you know what? There's more wins out there, and none of them are going to be easy. There's no gimmies, but we just got to refocus on our efforts on Hawaii. We got to continue to teach these guys, how to do the little things right, and they got to continue to learn and listen, and they're doing a good job of that, and we're improving and we're getting better. But we don't like the results. I'm sure the fans don't like the results, but, it is what it is. When I took the job, we knew we weren't taking over a Rolls Royce, but that's the mission. The mission is to turn it into that, and so if we're being honest with ourselves, we look at it and say, man, okay, we're learning how to compete, and we do. We compete well. We don't finish well, and there's a lot of reasons for that.
Is that what's most frustrating, the final score really isn't indicative of how close the game was?
Well, I mean, you guys can answer that. You saw it. I mean, again, it's I don't know what the time was. It was 9, 10 minutes, 11, something like that. 11:07. 11:07. It's fourth down. They're going to punt. Gets overturned, and they score. But then we go right back down the field, and then we don't get a touchdown there. But that's a big flip in the game.
90 plays is just too much to pass.
Well, and that's the first game that we weren't able to run the ball and dictate the pace. Every game we've played, we had 200 yards, I believe, against UCLA. We had a lot of yards against me. No matter who we played, we've been able to run the ball. These guys they were pretty darn stout up front. So not winning the time of possession, not being able to run the football, left our defense on the field too long. So it's just, it's one of those deals where we're trying to, you're trying to manage both sides together. And it's just, I'm proud of the guys. Well, they fought, and it's disappointing, and got to go chew on it and go back to work tomorrow.
What's the higher than?
Hand.
Thanks, guys. Thanks, guys.
Yep.